Welcome back to Just Between Us. We're trying our tiny mics again, but further from our faces. Our 10-year anniversary of having this YouTube channel is approaching. It's next April.
Okay, well, it's not approaching.
But do you think we'll have figured out how to do sound by then?
No.
So for today's episode, we're bringing back one of our favorite formats.
Yeah.
Which is the act out.
Yes.
We did an act out a couple weeks ago. Asked for some suggestions for future act outs. Got a great one, which is bad therapy.
Well, as a real therapist or whatever,
I'm not a therapist.
Studying therapy, do you feel like this is a risky for your career?
Do you think that I'm studying therapy? Or do you think I'm studying psychology?
You're getting a master's in like brain stuff. And then you'll be like, you'll basically be able to do sort of free therapy for me. Right?
Yeah, like you listen.
Come on. I listen now.
The disclaimer is there's a lot of great therapists out there. Sure. Therapy is a wonderful resource if you can afford or access it. But there's also a lot of really bad therapists out there. And so this is sort of, this will really help you know, like, what to look for.
Right.
If you having a sense like, oh no, is my therapist a bad therapist? If they do any of the following, then the answer is yes.
What we're doing is a public service.
Sure. I'll be the therapist.
Okay. Is your name still Allison?
No, my name is Lawrence.
Okay. Lawrence, I've been thinking a lot about like my parents' divorce. And I think it's coloring my decisions with my wife.
Well, I think it's probably likely that you will end up getting divorced yourself because, generational patterns persist and you'll probably just, fail at marriage.
Okay. I think you're right that it is generational patterns.
I am right. Yep. It's so nice to hear that. Not enough people say that to me. I'm in here every day. I'm giving out great advice. Not enough validation.
What I wanted to say was I'm having an affair.
Oh, I've got to tell your wife. Legally, I'm not allowed to, but I'm going to.
No. I thought you only have to tell if I'm planning a violence.
That's true. But isn't that a violence of the heart?
Oh my God, I shouldn't have told you. Okay, wait,
Hey, Sarah?
No.
You won't believe what's going on. It's just like we thought.
Okay, what?
I'm friends with your wife.
I lied. I just wanted to test how close you and Sarah were.
Okay, so what we learned there is that your therapist shouldn't be friends with anyone in your life.
Well, they also shouldn't say, God, nobody says I'm right enough.
Yeah.
And they also shouldn't be like, yeah, you're going to get divorced.
Yeah, so that person really messed up in a couple different ways. Now you'll be the therapist.
Okay. My name's Carrie
Russell.
Okay, yeah, my name's Carrie Russell.
No relation.
Wait. Oh, I was in my mind, I was spelling it Carrie, so I didn't even think it was the same. I didn't even put it together.
Right, you're different. No relation.
If someone said, "Oh, my name's Tom Cruise," but they spelled it THOMCRUZ, I wouldn't even put it together.
Maybe you would.
What sort of what sort of dyslexia is that?
I'm not going to diagnose you until I'm in character.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, so your name's Carrie Russell.
No, your name's
My name's
Carrie Russell.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't feel like I've really been making any progress here. I still feel.
Boo!
Oh my God! What was that?
I was just testing your reflexes.
I feel like this isn't really a safe space for me. What
I did was I tried to just sort of get your heart rate up to sort of try to do an experiment.
Yeah, I have noticed that. I feel.
Is it working?
Honestly, if you were going to that therapist because you hadn't felt something in a long time, it is kind of effective. My turn. This time, my name is Sloppy Sue.
Okay, Sloppy Sue. Okay.
Would you go to a therapist called Sloppy Sue?
Yeah.
You would?
Why is she called that?
It's like her little nickname.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
My name's Valencia.
Okay.
Sloppy Sue, I'm having a lot of problems with work stuff.
I totally understand that because I too had a lot of problems with work stuff when I used to work at H&M. And a big part of the problem was that I didn't think the merchandise was that nice. And so I would kind of go up to people and say, are you sure you want that? And then we'd lose a lot of sales. And so my colleagues actually got really annoyed with me. And when people are annoyed with me, I sort of get confrontational. Now, I'm only sharing this with you so that I seem relatable, but I did want to get into kind of my history with shoplifting, because I know that's not a problem for you, but I thought that it would be.
Sloppy Sue.
Yeah.
I'm the CEO of H&M.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a citizen's arrest.
So that's an example of a therapist who talks too much about themselves, which is a signal that they're not good. Also, if they're sort of telling you about criminal behavior.
Right. Sure.
That's something I don't know.
Could you?
What is criminal behavior? Do you know what I mean?
Pull that clip. If you're a police officer and you're in therapy and your therapist admits that they did a crime, do you, as the client, have to arrest them?
I mean, I would feel like that's at your discretion always, right? Because like if you're a police officer and like your friend tells you they did a crime,
well, you could get disbarred. You could get
no, that's not what it's called.
Fired. You could get fired.
Oh yeah, because they love to fire police.
That's true.
You could do anything if you don't get fired from the police.
That's true. I'm a therapist now.
In this act out, my name is it. In this act out, my name is in this act out, my name is a
malfunctioning robot. What is your fucking name?
Okay. In this act out, my name is Lacey, and I'm coming to therapy because I have anger issues.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. My roommate has just really been pissing me off, and I don't know.
There.
No. Right. So a therapist shouldn't touch you.
I really enjoy. No. I'm crying.
Wow. So this was some real clear takeaways for the audience. Therapists that talk too much about themselves. Therapists that touch. Therapists that
know your wife.
Of those therapists, which one would you see if you had to see one of them?
Sloppy Sue, obviously.